Get motivated with Mr. Smiles, Vinny Chopra. He is also known as Mr. Enthusiasm. He will share and challenge you each week on great topics on how to get excited, how to really make things happen in your business, and change your life for the better. Here is Vinny with this week's Motivation Inspiration.
Hi, guys. Welcome to your weekly Motivation Power Talk with Mr. Smiles, also known as Vinny Chopra. During this podcast, we talk about, everything that's on the motivation category. Mr. Smiles, first, I want to say good morning to you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Alicia. Thank you so much for asking. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning here in California.
Looks like it's sunny.
Outside San Francisco. Yeah. It's sunny. Yeah, it's sunny. I had to put the shutters down because the light was coming in.
No, yeah, I know that this is going to be fun. I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today because I think that this is so important when it comes to having a successful and healthy life, and that's friendships.
Oh yes, so true.
So
friendship is such a big thing. Oh my gosh, isn't that right? I mean, what would it be? We are 8 billion people or something like that, right? And if we are alone in an island and there is nobody to talk to, there is nobody around nowhere.
That reminds me of Willson. You know what I'm talking about? The one where he's stuck on an island and he's got the volleyball and he puts his hand on it and he calls him Willson. What movie was that from? I can see it. I can't think of the name of it.
Is that right? Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at that and tell you about it later. But yeah, I know it's with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is in the movie.
Oh, Tom Hanks. Okay.
Yeah, and he's stuck on the island and he was like a FedEx driver or on a plane with FedEx and the plane crashes and he's stuck on an island and he creates a person to be friends with out of a ball.
Oh,
so it's actually pretty interesting and it kind of goes into what we're talking about because he talks to him like he's a person, this ball. But I want to ask you, how important are your friendships to your success in life?
I think they are very, very important. Very, very important. I'm sure everybody listening or watching us probably feels the same way. I did some research yesterday and a recent Harvard study concluded that having solid friendships in our life even helps promote brain health.
Nice.
Brain health. Wow. Friends help us deal with stress.
Yes.
They also make better lifestyles choices that keep us strong, and then also allow us to rebound from the health issues, which is so true. Because, many times when we are down deep in the dumps, we call it, friends are the ones who can really True friends can really get you out of it. Exactly. And many of these issues that we have, mental stresses and the health stresses, I think friends can really help us think through situations and they can open up our mind to some things that we may not be even thinking about. Right. And we can, diseases more quickly. Friendship is quickly important as mental health. I think that's the big thing, and social circle.
Yeah, no, and I think that has a lot to do with your success in life. And actually, that brings me right to my next question, which is like I think you referred to a book or something about this in an earlier podcast about you surround yourself by the 5 people that you surround yourself, or 10 people, or something like that. Kind of has to do with how successful you're going to be at your business and in life. Can you kind of go over that with me?
That is so right, Alicia. What a lot of people have read, probably they know it's you are who you are. It's the sum total of the 5 people.
That's what it was.
That you are building with, you're having friends, they're thinking, you're thinking. And when you are in close knit people, 5 people, you would be just like them. Or also the 5 books that you read. That's the other way you could take it. The more you read about those 5 books, you might become, if you're thinking about something very meaningful in those books, your attitude, your thinking can become that way. But 5 friends is the main thing, that you become sum total of those 5, average. So if you want to increase your strength, just talk about that, right? You want to get to a bigger a higher income, or you want to learn some skills which are not in your 5 friends, guess what? You got to really get to a new circle.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's tough. And many people, they don't want to move to a new circle, but that's what it's so important in life.
What book did that come out of? I know that you've mentioned it before in the past about, who you surround yourself with, but do you happen to remember what book that came from?
I wonder, it could be one of our, Zig Ziglar's or.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
One of the ones that you always have on your shelf for sure. So do you think that, obviously you understand that I already know the answer to this question, but I want to ask why. Do you think the friendships contribute to your success in life, and why?
Huge. Alicia, I think who I am in 43 years here is the total effect of the friends and my colleagues. See, colleagues can be friends, during work hours and after work hours, excursions, trips, right? And phone calling and talking and all that. Of course, friends are also our family. Family are friends too, the more good relationship we have with the daughter or son or wife, they're friends. So they can also impact our thinking, our, well-being, and our growth comes from them. Then, of course, the circle of friends. I always say we have close circle of relatives. They're friends too, kind of. But then you go farther out. There are a lot of other friends that you only meet certain times, but they're good mentors. See, so I answer your question. You're right. Our success really is dependent on the friends that we make and how we treat them, how they treat us, and so forth.
So what if you had an unhealthy friendship? How would you address that situation?
Oh my God.
Because there's a lot of people out there that have really unhealthy friendships.
So true. So very true. It's hard. It's hard to come out of that chain because it's very drastic. You feel like I don't want to leave somebody behind, or I'm so incapacitated. Many times we feel that way, right? Yeah. We are so big bond with that, that friends or one or two or three, but you got to decide for yourself. See,
yes,
you got to decide for yourself. Otherwise, you will be not doing any service to them. If it's a bad company, I'm thinking, or if they are not too, what's the word? If they are not having a purpose-driven life, let's say that, right?
I agree.
By you making a decision, moving to a different direction, you will bring them along. It has happened in my life so many times, in everybody's life, listening to us, watching us. It happens that if you decide you could be the leader in that gang, and move them to a better place.
And I think that has a lot to do with boundaries. I actually can give a perfect scenario of this. Recently, I've been going through a hard time, and a neighbor friend of mine, which we weren't very close up front, but she became really close to me for a minute and was there for me during a hard period of time. But then I realized how negative she was.
Wow.
And so what I had to do is I had to create a boundary and say, you know what? No, I'm sorry, but this is where I stand. And so therefore you need to stay over here.
Yeah.
I can't have your negativity up in my world.
Surely.
So, and that was something you have to make that decision to have those boundaries.
The right thing, Alicia. Totally. I have to do that. Over the lifetime, I have had quite a few situations where it was negative or they were just, not looking the way that I wanted to look at life, to be truthful.
And
they
it's not personal.
Not ready. And I can understand that. And I try to open their mind, but the thing is, it's upon them to decide if they want to move in a better circle, in a better feeling, in a better way to upgrade their life. That's a word, right?
Yeah.
The life, because the lifestyle changes when you are doing things where you are taking them to a more purpose-driven life. That's the word, right?
Yeah, and friendships are always positive. Sometimes friendships are negative.
Oh, surely. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. The thing is, a good friend can really give you a reality check.
Yes.
But
No,
a
I've
bad
got a
friend,
girlfriend who does that.
you're fine. You're fine. Whatever you're doing, you're fine. That's not what you want to hear. You want, and give them also, I think the other part, how we can all grow is to give permission. That's the word. You give a permission to your colleague or to your friend to tell constructively how they feel about you. See, that's the one thing. So that's a good way to really elevate yourself is the word, right? You can elevate yourself when you know what few things you can work on to become a better person.
Okay. So, and so what, so if you have a negative friendship, how would you address that situation? I mean, like the way I addressed it was I said, okay, look, you are coming up in my business way too much.
Yeah.
And, I don't need that negativity. So I cut it off at the head because I saw it already coming in. I was like, oh, okay, split.
Yeah.
know, so, but how would you tell somebody else?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I think without really making them very defensive, I guess, and also feeling that, you're totally cutting them off of your life, I think it'll be good to sit down and have it kind of written out some things that they are not doing and what influences they are having negatively on you. And I think I really believe in open communication. So, you say, hey, we are having a coffee together. Can we meet? And then you just download and you say, you know what? I don't want to offend you, but this is what I know about you and how you're affecting my life in a negative way. Yeah. And to be truthful, I made a decision that I don't want to be in that rut. I'm doing this. I want you to also pull along and, get to a better place. Would it be helpful if you're also listening to this talk or listening or reading this book, how you can become positive? See, I think by giving them a direction, maybe a lot of the friends like to hear good things, but many times you can give them the good and the bad. You have to give good, then a small correction, right? That's how I believe. Like in the bank account, right? You can only deposit to withdraw. Same thing is with personality of people. You have to praise them, what they are right about. But then you say, these are the two things that really bother me. These are the two things which probably you already know that it's not that good. Like that, right? So opening the communication is so
honesty and just honesty, get it to the table. And but see, I have a problem where I just cut it off. I'm like, okay, no, that's it, cut. I'm done. I did explain to this person, the fact that I feel like you're being unhealthy, unfair, and I don't want to deal with it. I was honest about it, but thank God my phone hasn't gone off in the next couple of days. Like seriously.
Well, it's a good thing. I think it's good to tell them, shake them up. I really believe that because the state of mind can change.
Yeah.
Like Tony Robbins says, right? It's just the state of mind. You could say, I'm not this person anymore. And I am this person because I like this. It's pain and pleasure, right? Yes. Like he puts it. So the more we are going towards the pleasure, we always like to live our life in comforts, in the comfort zone, and not really extending ourselves is the word, right? Living on the edge. That's the other thing, right? He had a course, which I bought it, and it really made me a better person because I was then really making decisions which were making me better person. See?
Yeah.
So,
that actually brings me to my next question, which is, do you think that some, relationships are strained because people are afraid of getting hurt?
Totally. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, people sometimes become immune is the word, right? I mean, when you're hitting somebody, then
like the merry-go-round you can't get off of?
Exactly. You say, you know what? It just becomes a part and you just say, you know what? I've tried my best to get out of this dilemma or whatever it is, but I have no strength left. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Now, when you give up, that's when the other person becomes even more powerful. Hold on. Yeah. See, that's what it is. It's how human nature is because we become powerful when the other person can accept our behavior. So we need to totally be courageous, is the word, rather than diminishing ourselves. We need to come in a state of mind and say, I don't want to take it anymore. And I can definitely rectify by cutting, or becoming a different person and letting them know, hey, I cannot tolerate this, right?
Yes.
And that's what probably happens in divorces. We have so many, high percentage divorces happen all across the world, I think, too. Even in India now, more divorces are happening. But the thing is, one has to be really strong, because we have come to this purpose of life on a stage of life. I always believe that God has given us special time, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years of our life in this planet, in this world. We make the very best of it.
Definitely.
And what we decide to become ourselves better or best, we can teach other friends to also tag along with us. Could be life partners, could be family people, all the friends, right? To have that purpose-driven life. I think that's what it's all about.
I also think that, like, when you were bringing up the marriage thing, I think that it's important to realize that your partner is also your friend.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So it's like, if that's a negative person that you have in your inner circle, that's definitely going to bring you down as far as being successful in life and your career and what you want to do.
So true. Oh my gosh. I mean, you're so right. Even business partners are friends, right?
Yep.
I mean, if we have meeting of mind, if we are driven by purpose and our habits and our integrity and everything, our business will flourish. Same thing is with life, right? With a partner who's friend, 100%. It's never 50-50, And then with the kids, what kind of purpose we have, how they behave with us. So it's a whole world. It's a friendship world. That's what we are talking about today, right? The friends can really give you support, your dreams and your goals. Then you can accomplish a lot more in life. But if your partner does not really get on the board with your dreams and your goals, guess what? It's going to be downhill. It'll be totally downhill, Like Ralph Waldo, I wrote down this quote. Our chief want in life is someone who shall make us do what we can. Oh my gosh. This is the service of a friend.
Yeah.
With
bring
him,
you to make
we are
you
easily
succeed.
great. Oh, Ralph Waldo said that. Another quote, I was reading, this one is, a good friend loves and cares for you. That's a big thing, very big thing. A friend is someone who knows all about you and still loves you.
And still loves you. I have some friends that are just like that. I'm very lucky to have in my inner circle.
That was Albert Hubbard, talked about that one. Another quote, again, I was just doing a little bit of research last night. A friend is a person with whom I may be sincere. Wow. Before him, I may think aloud. So, we can really think aloud and open up our mind and tell them what we think it is. And that's Ralph Waldo again. And then the last one I had put down here was by Robert Louis Stevenson. The quote is, we are all travelers in the wilderness of this world. We are all travelers in the wilderness of this world. And the best we can find in our travels is an honest friend.
Yes. I completely agree with that. I'm very fortunate. I might have to give a shout out to Christy, but she is somebody I can sit there and she knows all the bad things about me. Every single bad thing I've ever done. I've known her for 25 years.
Yes.
But she knows everything bad about me, but is always there for me, always has my back, and always, no matter what, she's the first person to tell me, Alicia, you screwed up. Or she'll say, Alicia, you're doing the right thing. Either way, positive or negative, but she knows everything about me. And even though she always is there for me, and always, and I can take her honest, brutal honesty, whether I like it or not.
No, that's so right, Alicia. I mean, a good friend is an honest friend. They show you the path to bright world. A good friend encourages positive change. That's the other part.
Yeah.
Like we were discussing early part of the podcast, that, by giving them the strength and say, hey, I like because you're doing this and this and this, you change your behavior this way. It's good thing. A good friend shares life lessons. That's the other part, because that can really make us stronger and become a better human being. That's all and a good friend always is on your side. That's the other part. They are keeping, like you just said, taking care of your behind,
Yeah.
Not that we want to tell the whole world, but see, the thing is, all of us have bad things, positive things and bad things. But the more we talk about positive things, our world is going to be brighter. And if we move towards the brighter things, positive things, our whole life and the whole circle. What's the friends? Friends like to meet with good people, right? Mm-hmm. Positive people, good people. So I think we can really accentuate that.
No, I completely agree. Now, I have a question. So you have a pretty powerful circle of friends.
Yes.
How does that affect your success in life?
That's a good point. I think it's emotional strength, I think we should say, not financial strength, in other words, because somehow when we started our whole business in real estate, right, I had a lot of friends in motivational speaking and everything. We have about 100 friends, families here that they know us well, and we meet for the last 30 years. So that's a very good circle. But when we started our business, we just didn't want to take into our real estate business our friends, because we were very concerned that we may not be successful and we might lose their money. That was the main thing. We didn't want to get them included in our business plan and everything, right? So what you're saying is right. We have a big circle. I think we are, well regarded. Actually, we just got featured in the Black Hawk magazine a couple of weeks back. That was very fortunate, because out of 4,000 people, we just moved here. We were interviewed 4 months back. They interviewed a lot of couples and they featured us on the magazine. But the thing is, I think if we are doing right to the friends, you will become more friendly and more people would like to invite you and, listen to you and things like that, right? So my wife and I, we're very friendly people. We like to, go out for dinners and do things and activities together, and we can talk to our friends and they can rely on us. That's the other thing, right? You can rely, you can increase everybody's happiness. I think that's the key thing, playing cards, playing this, that, going to concerts, movies, dinners, meetings, all that good stuff, right? So I think mentally, it's again coming down to, when seniors are retiring, 10,000 baby boomers are retiring each day in America. And there is a very big demand for social friendship, because as you retire, you are not in the circle of your colleagues, which were giving them strength. So that's why it's so important to really make some more friends and maybe even have some activities on a weekly basis. I really believe, I get excited at 67. I'll be 68, in August. And I feel like having a purpose every day excites me. And then also, to just become not a vegetable or watch TV and things like that. That's not in my game, Yeah. I want to lead a purpose-driven life. And that is only when I'm focused, I'm mentally strong, physically strong, things like that.
I love it. So everybody knows I like to always ask for your nugget advice. So what is your nugget advice for people who have friendships that are not healthy?
I would say the friendships that are not healthy, you take upon yourself to do good for them.
Yeah.
I think, the only way the unhealthy friendship will become positive, or they will change, your friends will change, if you show them love and you show them the kindness and you give them something without them expecting, I think that may turn them around. I really believe that. But if you think after doing that, nothing is changing, that's when you say, sit down with them, a cup of coffee, and communicate and just give them your heart out. You say, I want to really have this discussion with you because this is where you are. And I know you might be trying to get out of that rut, but let's just talk about it, how you can do it. I'm not your counselor, but I can help you a little bit and hold you accountable to get a little bit better.
I love it. Seriously, you're not like me where I'm just like the cut and run type of person.
I think it's good to
try to help them.
Take in, outlook that person wants to change, but there are some shackles. That's the word, chains and shackles and pressures and everything holding them back. And if we have that attitude in mind, I think we can really help them.
Love it. Love it. Well, Vinny, I definitely appreciate your time today. Guys, this is your weekly Motivation Power Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. But Vinny, I really appreciate your time today. I always love, you're always smiling, always running 110. I swear I need help. I need caffeine just to keep up with him. I don't know where you get all this energy, but I really appreciate your time this week. And I hope you have a great time at your events next week.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And see you next week. Let's have a great one. Thank you.
All right. Until next time.
Bye-bye, guys. If you please put some comments.
Yes. I love comments.
And let us talk about some topics that you might be thinking about. I prepared a little bit. Mostly it's coming from my mind, my thinking, what I believe in, things like that. So I hope you give us a good share the podcast, and we'd love to see you on the other side. The book is coming out. Positivity brings profitability, a lifespan, what we can have a purpose-driven life. So please look for that.
All right, guys. Until next time, see you then.
Let's see you then. Bye-bye.
You will be amazed at the insights Vinny will share each week. He will share his experiences. He has taken $7 to over $220 million portfolio in commercial real estate. To reach Mr. Smiles, text the word syndication to 474747 or go to his website, vinnychopra.com.